couple years ago, after I'd gotten out of prison, I thought I had it made. I'd bought a nice house, married a beautiful woman, and escaped prison, escaped a death sentence, and returned home, started a business, started a second, money was flowing. I recall one afternoon my federal parole officer, came to visit me at the house. And he'd always looked at everything I was doing with skepticism and doubt. And boy, I sure was full of ego at that time and pride. And I'll never forget, I'd bought a used Lexus. But I loved that car, and I just, I felt that defined me, and it just made me so much better than anybody that didn't drive one of those cars. So here I was, I had all these material things, and I was really on top of the world. Business was flowing, and just everything was clicking on the outside. So the parole officer came in the house, and he looked through the window, down into my backyard from the second story living room, and saw the new car in the driveway, and turned around and said to me, "I'd like to see some income statements." Because I'd come out of Thailand where I'd been serving a life sentence for drugs, so he was pretty skeptical at that moment that I was really running a legitimate business. Well, I was, and I was grateful. Actually, I wasn't grateful. I was really more proud and egotistical to say, sure. And I walked over to the printer, and it just so happened it had been probably my best month of income ever. And not to tell you this to brag, but I hit a button on my new laptop in my beautiful office, and I was so full of antagonism, and I printed off my last 30 days of income, and I don't remember what it was. It was probably like 15 or 16 grand. So I handed him this sheet, said, "Here you go, look at this, sucker," and silenced him. And boy, I thought I was pretty badass in that moment. What I never accounted for was that all these external things that I'd worked so hard to achieve and took so much pride and misguided superiority from, they all collapsed on me. And I realized after losing all these things, all these wonderful things I thought I'd earned, that even though I'd somehow plucked my way through prison and escaped 20 years early, and even though I had all these beautiful accoutrements surrounding me and a loving wife, I still had all the internal work that I'd never even addressed inside. I had all these issues and hang-ups, and I was a broken man, living a life to impress you, to show you how well I was doing and how awesome I was. And there was no humility in that, and there was no real man. I was just a little boy playing at being a man. And so I had to lose all that stuff. But today, I'm really grateful to say that it's entirely different. My goals in life are born out of service to Him. And anything that I achieve in this life, I don't credit to me, to Jesse, I credit to God. And it's a rainy Sunday morning, and I'm just so grateful to have this new perspective. And I wanted to share it with anybody and everybody I could. Right now, I'm creating a new business that's one of service. It's Recovery Authors, and my overarching goal is to open a rehab center for drug addicts and alcoholics with no cost. In order to do this, I need your help. But that's not the purpose of this video. I just wanted to share that escaping prison wasn't the end of my problems, even though I thought it was. When I got out, I thought that was it. Now I can just live the rest of my life. and focus on the external things and reacquire or acquire and boost myself up in status. But that wasn't the case at all. The inner work is where the healing was needed, and it's only just beginning for me. It's a lifelong journey, but I'm glad to be on it, and I hope you are too. Thanks. Have a great day.